Okay, welcome everybody. This is Cruising with Ted. Today we are featuring American Queen Voyages. Okay, so please stand by for a second. And this is our live video event. There's a picture of the American Duchess. And today we are going to have the opportunity to hear from Janelle Valentino, who is the Regional Account Manager for American Queen Voyages. Go ahead, take it away, Janelle. Thanks for coming.
Thank you. Thank you everyone for being here. And let me just share my screen real quick. So let me tell you a little bit about American Queen Voyages. Thank you all for being here today and giving me the opportunity to tell you more about our company. American Queen Voyages, we've been around for about 10 years. We've had several acquisitions. And we've combined American Queen Steamboat Company and Victory Cruise Lines under the one brand and one experience that we now know as American Queen Voyages. So let's talk a little bit more about that and who we are. So our legacy is river cruising. The most important part of our legacy is the paddle wheel. We've always been the most recognized for our iconic paddle wheels sailing on the U.S. rivers, and our flagship, the American Queen, ushered in the Renaissance for U.S. river cruising back in 2012. We've also expanded into lakes and oceans, so we visit places that are well beyond the reach of larger vessels. Our ports of call evoke culturally significant, authentic, immersive experiences. On the lakes and oceans, our ships are internationally flagged as opposed to our river vessels, which are American staff. So our internationally flagged vessels for lakes and oceans do require passports, where our river cruises do not require passports, just something to keep in mind. We've also now expanded into Alaska and the Pacific. So our Ocean Victory is our 100% built for expedition cruising. She had her inaugural season this last summer, and we'll get into a little bit more about that itinerary. And so today, let's see where we are. So our fleet is continuing to grow. We have 7 vessels sailing in North America. We were only 2 vessels or 3 vessels in 2019. So continuing to grow. The top 4 vessels that you see represent our authentic paddle wheel boats. They bring in the feel and nostalgia of the 1800s steamboat and heyday on our US rivers. And then on the bottom left, we have our small ship vessels that transport us to destinations well beyond the beaten path for our lakes, Great Lakes and oceans. And then on the bottom right, we have our expedition class ship. And again, that's doing Alaska, perfectly suited for our active travelers looking to explore untouched wilderness. So let's talk about our guests. Who do you see on board our vessels? So our guests, they are of the baby boomer generation, typically an average age of 65 plus. We have well-traveled, well-educated. Most of our guests have probably done European river cruises. They've been there, done that, and they're looking to explore their own backyard, or they just enjoy the small ship experience overall. Our rivers, lakes, and ocean cruisers are more about rest and relaxation, where our expedition guests are geared towards our more active travelers and explorers. We are single traveler friendly. So on the rivers, more so than lakes and oceans, on our rivers, we are definitely single traveler friendly. We have 3 out of 4 of the paddle wheelers that have staterooms that are are specific single staterooms. And then we do often offer reduced single supplement pricing as well for our solo travelers. Multi-generation families, we do welcome children of any age on board. We have no minimum age requirement to sail with us, except on our expedition. We do require at least 8 years old, and that's because of the excursions and safety issues. But any of our other voyages, we allow children. However, one thing to keep in mind, we don't have any kids clubs or organized children activities. So, we do welcome family, multi-generation on board. We just don't have anything geared for children. And then many of our vessels also have triple, quad, and connecting staterooms for those families as well. Guests with accessibility needs. So we like to be very transparent and clear on this. All of our paddle wheelers on the river, so all of our river boat cruises, they are well suited for guests with mobility issues. All of the boats are equipped with elevators, ramps, over the threshold, and we have fully accessible staterooms with roll-in showers. Now, our oceans, lakes, and expeditions, those vessels are not accessible friendly. If you can walk around with a walker and get up a lip, then you're okay. But we don't have true ADA on our lakes and ocean vessels. Expedition is more of getting on and off the Zodiacs. There's a lot of getting in and out of Zodiacs and kayaks, so definitely need some mobility there. So we just like to be very transparent to ensure we're not putting you on a vessel that won't accommodate your needs. So let's talk a little bit about the experience. We are an all-inclusive cruise line. So every single voyage is going to start with a pre-cruise hotel. That's whether you're on the rivers, lakes, oceans, or our expedition. All of the cruises begin with a pre-hotel for all guests in any category. This includes breakfast the next morning, luggage handling, and transfers for the hotel to the port on embarkation day. Of course, this includes all of our master cuisine, which is regionally inspired by the areas in which we're sailing. Our menus feature an amazing array of culinary experiences with wine pairings to match. We can accommodate special dietary needs of vegan, vegetarian, and gluten-free. Dining venues, so every vessel is dining room, an alternative dining restaurant, and all-day in-room dining, and there's no additional charges for any of the alternative restaurants or in-room dining. Everything is going to be included. No upcharges for any types of dishes or anything like that in the main dining room either. All-inclusive also means unlimited beverages every day throughout the day. So this includes soda, specialty coffee, tea, filtered water, wine, beer, and spirits. This sets us apart from some of our competitors on the rivers and lakes, as they may include beer and wine with lunch and dinner, but they are not including alcoholic beverages and all beverages throughout the entire voyage. So that's something unique to American Queen Voyages. Also, something that sets us a bit apart from our competitors is our live entertainment. So every evening, guests are going to enjoy an array of entertainment. Our river voyages offer large-scale stage productions and cabaret-style lounge acts. And then our lakes and ocean voyages have a more intimate setting with a three-piece band or local step-on entertainers like a Motown duo, bluegrass band, or something like that. That's specific to that region. And then our expedition in Alaska is definitely going to be more of an educational enrichment experience, not much entertainment there. For a couple of reasons. We are limited to just a piano bar, and also it's more of an exploration experience and educational. So speaking about our enrichment and education, we do have enrichment and education on all of our products. So on our river cruises, we have our River Lorian, which is our resident historian on the river that provides daily lectures. And there is a step-on entertainer like Mark Twain impersonators and Civil War battlefield reenactors. For our lakes and ocean voyages, we have a special guest speaker and lectures specific to the areas that we're visiting to give you more in-depth education about those areas and the lakes that we're sailing on as well. And then our expedition voyages are completely focused, as I was mentioning, on educational experiences versus the live entertainment and vessels as the vessel is limited and the overall experience is intended to be educational. We also include unlimited guided tours. So regardless of rivers, lakes, and oceans, or expedition, in each port of call, our guests will embark on our included guided shore excursions. For river voyages, we operate our hop-on, hop-off motor coach tours. This is owned and operated by American Queen Voyages. We don't outsource or use a third party. And these are going to run in continuous circles throughout the town. They also include a local expert guide, and the majority of admission to any places that we stop will be included as well. For the lakes and ocean voyages, we may have a hop-on, hop-off tour such as this, or it might be a more traditional tour where you are set to a specific schedule, where the hop-on, hop-off is in 20-minute loops, and you have a little bit more leisure. You can go more at your leisure with those. And then for our expeditions, it's a combination of land-based tours as well as marine-based experiences on our Zodiacs and kayaks as well. This is just a little example of the hop-on, hop-off tour that we include. So on our riverboats, every day we'll have this available to our guests at the purser's desk. We also leave it in the stateroom the night prior. And this is a map of, just an example, Natchez, Mississippi, of all the destinations and stops that our hop-on, hop-off bus go to. So our guests never have to wait more than 20 minutes for another motor coach to come around to transport them to the next stop. So it really gives you the opportunity to go at your leisure. You can spend as much time as you want at one stop. You can skip a stop altogether. Sometimes you can walk to the next stop if you wish. So all of that is just you really can go at your leisure, and you're not stuck to a specific schedule. So that's a really great aspect to our included tours. We also have unlimited Wi-Fi available on all of our vessels as well. And of course, in keeping up with today's wellness trends, each of our boats has something different to offer our guests. So the Queen and the Ocean Victory, they do have a pool. So the American Queen is our largest flagship riverboat. The Ocean Victory is our expedition vessel in Alaska. They do have pools. They're tiny, but they are there. And then many of the vessels have fitness centers and spa treatment rooms as well. Again, very small, but they are available to our guests who choose to use those resources. And then all of our paddle wheelers have bicycles available for complimentary use for any of our guests that would like to go out on the town on a bicycle. And then we also offer walking sticks on all of our vessels, whether it's rivers, lakes, oceans, or expedition. And all of that is available to you for free, no additional cost. And then we have our pilot house tours. So this provides our guests with an opportunity to meet the captain, take a tour of the pilot house at no additional cost, of course. And I think this is a really nice touch in today's day and age with, health restrictions and just vessels becoming larger and larger. You don't really have opportunities to do bridge tours or behind the scene tours or really get an intimate experience with the captain. And we still have that available to our guests. So the enhancements. Now, usually I have a slide here. This is what you can add in addition that's not included. Usually I have a slide here that says gratuities, as we did not include gratuities. We don't include gratuities through the end of this year. Starting in January next year, we will begin to include gratuities on all of our voyages. So that's really exciting news. Definitely bringing us to a truly more all-inclusive product. So that'll be introduced in January. Gratuities will be included. We do offer airfare that can be booked through us. We have a flat rate of $4.99 per person for round trip, or $300 per person for one way out of these 30 select gateways. Air schedules are confirmed 120 days prior. And then for $150 per person, you can also request an air customization if you choose. We also have premium shore excursions available. So in addition to our included tours, we do have excursions at an additional cost. You don't necessarily have to book these. We provide wonderful excursions that include plenty of the top destinations. But if you want a little bit of a different experience, depending on the destination, we do have these available. And these can be booked up to 180 days in advance as well. And then we have our city stay packages available. So we have our independent, our hosted and escorted. So independent is going to give our guests the ability to create your own experience. So it'll really be just additional nights at the hotel, and then you can go at your leisure. Our hosted and escorted city stay packages, we will provide a set pre-planned experience within the destination, and that'll include an American Queen host, as well as a tour guide that accompanies our guests on these set events and inclusions. So both city stay package types will include airport transfers. So that's going to be the transfer from airport to hotel, which is normally not included. And then it'll be a minimum of 2 nights or up to 5 nights, depending on the destination. Meals will include daily breakfast, and additional meals will vary by location. And of course, the inclusive tours and activities will be included with that package as well. So let's talk a little bit about where we sail. And starting with our paddle wheelers on the US rivers, they are designed, as I mentioned earlier, to recreate the iconic steamboating experience from the late 1800s with all the modern conveniences of today. These are the type of boats that are designed to be on the US rivers and what our guests expect to see. Our boats, they're created to immerse guests in nostalgia and provide an authentic and iconic experience. And the voyages that I'm going to go over are all 7 nights, with the exception to the Mighty Mississippi, which is a 15-night voyage. And just a reminder, no passports required for our river cruises. So the lower Mississippi is really our bread and butter. This is the most requested destination by our guests. Here, it's all about the charms of the South, historical sites like battlefields and the heart of Mississippi Delta, where you can take the music of the gospel and blues. So again, this is our most requested itinerary and really the bread and butter of what we do, but we do so much more. We have our upper Mississippi as well. This is going to be a more scenic itinerary with bald eagle sightings and beautiful shorelines. And that's let me go back there a second. So we have, that's a Minneapolis to St. Louis or the reverse. And that's a really beautiful itinerary as well. And doing this itinerary, we have our American Queen, which is our flagship and the largest steam-powered paddle wheel in the world. So the American Queen has been sailing on the American rivers for more than 25 years. And she is, again, our largest vessel. She's the only remaining steam-powered overnight vessel in the world. And because of her steam engine, she has an authentic steam calliope still in place. She also has the most quintessential steamboat and heyday feel, with a Victorian opulence decor to really take you back to that nostalgic era. And then the majority of the Queen's staterooms feature an open veranda concept. So getting into also the Ohio River we're on. So we have different variations, but mainly the main itinerary is going to be Louisville to Pittsburgh or Cincinnati. The Ohio River sails through the Appalachian Mountains. It's a mix of small town and big city. And we stop in Paducah, Kentucky, which is actually one of 9 UNESCO creative cities in the US. And it has a great art scene and a really cool quilt museum as well. Moving along to our tributaries of the Cumberland and Tennessee River, which sails through the Tennessee mountains. Again, a bit more of a scenic itinerary. We have variations of itineraries that start or end in Memphis, Nashville, Chattanooga, St. Louis, and Louisville. And then on the tributaries and the Ohio, we have two different vessels. So we have the American Countess. She's our middle-sized vessel, and she's also our newest paddle wheel in our fleet. She's at 245 guests. She has more of a contemporary decor versus the Victorian opulence of our American Queen. And there's only 3 categories to choose from on this vessel. So she's really great for groups, so you don't have to decide who's getting, a suite versus inside, or pretty even across the board, and makes really easy a great group vessel. Also, sailing on those rivers, we have the American Duchess. So she is our boutique vessel with the most intimate size of 166 guests. And again, she has more of a modern feel versus the Victorian opulence with crystal chandeliers and glass blown art. And while we're talking about the Duchess, we recently just announced the introduction to our concierge class, which will debut in March 2023, exclusively aboard the American Duchess. What does that mean? So the American Duchess is going to receive an elevated guest experience starting in 24. But in 2023, we're pleased to announce a preview experience for the shortened season of 14 voyages from February through May. So that'll kind of give a preview of what to expect. And what we're doing is we're going to make her an enhanced, elevated experience. She's going to be really our luxury vessel. And that's going to include a few more inclusions, different inclusions than what we already include. This is still in the works. We're releasing more and more information as we go. But as of right now, some of the new inclusions that will be available with the American Duchess is priority pre-cruise concierge service, a one-night pre-cruise hotel stay at a luxury hotel versus our standard hotels. So for example, JW Marriott in New Orleans or the Peabody in Memphis. We'll also have, this is new and exclusive, shoreside dining experiences. The unlimited beverages will include premium wines and spirits versus the choice wines and spirits. So it'll be an upgraded level of beverages included on that, where you would have to pay for that on other vessels. And then we'll have personal river butler service as well for our for our deluxe suites and higher. And we'll have just some different little nightly experiences that'll be different from our other vessels. So again, this is a new announcement, and as we get more and more information, we'll share that and announce all the new sailings for 24 and everything. So we're really excited about that change to our brand. So moving into the Pacific Northwest, we have Portland, Oregon to Spokane, Washington on the Columbia and Snake Rivers. So this is all about exploring the history of Lewis and Clark going west in 1805. It's also some of the most picturesque landscapes with the dramatic Columbia River Gorge. And all those slashes that you see there, those little black slashes, they represent locks that the vessel goes through. So this is probably, next to Mississippi, our second most popular itinerary. Just absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous views on this sailing. And doing the Pacific Northwest exclusively is our American Empress. So she's our largest paddle wheel west of the Mississippi, our only paddle wheel west of the Mississippi. And all outside staterooms with 223 guests. And she has more of a Gold Rush era decor to her to go along with that Lewis and Clark expedition nostalgia as well. So moving away from our US rivers and into our lakes and oceans, One thing, again, is important to remember that these cruises all require passports versus rivers that do not. So our lakes and ocean voyages are all about the experience. We visit places that are well beyond the reach of larger vessels. Our ports of call are both culturally significant, authentic, immersive experiences. And then these voyages are a little bit longer, averaging about 10 nights. So on our Great Lakes, our main itinerary is going to be a Chicago to Toronto, which hits all 5 of the Great Lakes in one voyage. There's also a round trip from Chicago that spends more time on Lake Superior. And then we have Montreal to Detroit or Chicago to Montreal. Again, different variations within these, and then a wonderful blend of off the beaten path cities. And we also do a special tour with Niagara Falls as well. We are also in Canada. So on a handful of voyages throughout the year, we reposition from the Great Lakes for the Atlantic, and we sail through the Canadian Maritimes. So our main debark ports for this itinerary are going to be Portland, Maine, Toronto, Boston, Montreal, or St. John, New Brunswick. Again, different variations within those. Bustling city adventure places like Quebec and Montreal. Again, breathtaking scenery in these locations. And we also visit iconic areas like Halifax and Prince Edward Island. And then there's only a few itineraries since these take place during our repositioning season. But we also do hit notable ports such as New England and calls to Martha's Vineyard as well. Also, during our repositioning voyages, twice a year, they take place twice a year up and down the Atlantic coast with stops in places like Wilmington, North Carolina, Norfolk, Virginia, and Baltimore. Then we also have a Savannah to Halifax and a Boston to Nassau itinerary as well. And then we have about 2 sailings a year. We have a round trip sailing out of Jacksonville. And this is going to touch the Bahamas for the International Port of Call. So this is a really nice getaway for our local Floridians, anyone that's located in Florida. And on our lakes and oceans, those itineraries that I just went over, we have our 2 identical sister ships, our Ocean Voyager and Ocean Navigator. These are all outside staterooms with 202 passengers. Okay, moving into our expedition voyages. So these voyages are intended for our active travelers who want to learn all about the glaciers, wildlife, marine life, national parks and forests, and native cultures. Our expedition team consists of a mix of environmental educators, U.S. Coast certified boat captains, and photographers who all have extensive expedition experience. We've selected students from Cal Poly State University in San Luis Obispo that are interning to assist our expedition team as well. So again, a lot of education and enrichment on these voyages, our Alaska expedition product. So the itinerary. Guests will sail into the innermost reaches of Southeast Alaska's hidden wilderness on 12 or 13-day voyages between Sitka and Vancouver. It's a blend of land and expedition days. So there's about 5 land-based ports of call, and everything else is going to be marine-based on the Zodiacs and kayaks. And we have dozens of kayaks and Zodiacs for our guests to utilize daily as well. And our Ocean Victory is the vessel that's doing the Alaska itinerary. This is a brand new build vessel. Again, her inaugural season was this past summer in Alaska with us. She's 186 passengers, so very small, intimate experience. I like to say if you've already done Alaska, this is a great way to rediscover Alaska. It gives a little bit of a different experience. Even some of the more luxury, smaller ships that you see in Alaska, you still are dealing with about 700 passengers in most cases, where here you have 186. again, the ship is 100% purpose-built for expedition cruising, with a crossbow hull. It's environmentally friendly, goes very quietly through the water, doesn't disturb any marine life. And then the decor is a contemporary and modern feel throughout. So very nice, beautiful accommodations on this vessel as well. So that's basically who we are, what we do, where we sail. And I'm going to go over some of our current offers and promotions that are available. So right now we have an early booking savings where you can save up to 20% per stateroom on select voyages if you book by January 1st, 23. Most of our reduced pricing promotions require a pay in full. This particular promotion is deposit only. And then we also have going on right now our advanced payment savings offer. So this would be a pay in full offer, offers a 5% discount off voyages. Right now, this is an evergreen promotion, so there is no expiration date on this. It's available up to 120 days before sailing. And then that is a pay in full, and it is also combinable with the 20% savings. So some sailings, you might be able to combine and get up to 25% savings with this. But if it's combined with the other promotion, the pay in full would trump that. And of course, Ted can help you with all of that during the booking process if anyone is interested. We also have exclusive consortia amenity. Ted is affiliated with Signature Travel Network. So we offer a $50 per person onboard credit on all of our voyages, exclusive to our Signature Travel Network agents, which Ted is part of. And I'm going to leave you with a video. Give me just a second. Here we go.
You really see North America, its land and people. You have to leave roads. Introducing American Queen Voyages. Water has always been our way forward. Over the last decade, our red paddle wheel has been a symbol of progress, churning new possibilities and adventures ahead. We invite you to a deeper discovery of our vast continent in a way only the waters can provide. From the great American rivers to lake, ocean, and expedition voyages, where the engines run as silent as the Alaskan predators, where flinty New England oystermen warm up over salty fishtails, the chef shares her tantalizing secrets, and crawdaddy boils fill every corner of the table, where you meet real-world heroes and warriors. And you don't just see thoroughbreds racing. You go behind the scenes to the legendary stables. Intimate, authentic, and so personal an encounter it can only be yours. We use the waters to set a new course. We let the waters ever rising, flowing, living, design the experience. Perpetually spinning, the big wheel keeps turning. Today, we reintroduce our travel experiences as American Queen Voyages. With all its style and grandeur, where the nights serenade you and the days feed your curiosity, where home is a feeling that always nourishes you. Today, we invite you to explore a North America unknown, where tradition lives and breathes and discovery runs deep, where the dance of life inspires you and the wildlife is sure to mesmerize. You'll discover territories incognita, old world comforts of the North and South, and places you imagined you knew. You may even discover new places within. Now is our time. Now is our moment. to cast off the bow lines and venture forward. American Queen Voyages. River, lakes and ocean, expedition, discovery runs deep. This is the moment.
And thank you so much for your time. That's all I have for you today.
All right, thank you so much. Some of our travel experts are going to see if there's any questions or anything to go over. Go ahead. Travel expert.
Hi, everybody. I'm Roxanne with Cruising with Ted. Thank you for joining us today with the Cruising with Ted team and American Queen Voyages. And I've been looking at our questions. We've had a little bit of feedback, but not really any questions. We do have some past travelers in here. And I just want to thank everybody for coming out this afternoon. And Janelle, thank you too. You know, it's nice to be a travel agency where we have this great support behind us. We don't have any booking fees. We do have onboard credits and different things to share with you. And we're just here to be your travel concierge. I had a problem. It was a minor problem, but Janelle was there to help me. And my guest was just blown over the top with the help that I was given. And she just didn't feel like she was alone. So we're just here to help support you guys along your journey. And I know when Ted gets into this, he'll be able to share our information on our screen.
All right, thanks so much, Roxanne. Can you see my screen right now?
Yes, we can.
Cruising with Ted. Okay. So hi, thanks for attending today. We really appreciate you guys taking this opportunity to learn more about this wonderful river cruise line, American Queen Voyages. Since the turn of the century, cruisingwithted.com, we've successfully assisted tens of thousands of discerning travelers just like you. We offer insider access to all kinds of travel deals on all the major travel vendors. So whether it be planning a small ship cruise vacation, airline reservations, boutique hotels, each of our agents averaged over 20 years of seasoning in the travel industry. Okay, so we have over 40,000 followers on social media. We have a Cruising with Ted Facebook page. You're welcome to like that page. We even have a Facebook group, American Queen Voyages. So join our Facebook group, American Queen Voyages, and share your news, pictures, and stories. It's a lot of fun. So when you book with us, you get extra special attention, not to mention extra perks that we include. So if you go to our website, cruisingwithted.com, be sure you enter for a free vacation and also put your information in to receive our special offers by email. And you can see here that we have extra special amenities, onboard credit. We have a unique website for American Queen Voyages as well. So be sure to take advantage of all those extra perks. So we wanted to do a little bit of questions, a little trivia here. Okay, is that all right with you, Janelle? If we do a little trivia, I'm sure you know the answers to all this. But okay, so the Mississippi River is and we're going to talk about the Mississippi River. Okay, the Mississippi River is the second longest river in the U.S. Which river is the longest? So if Mississippi River is the second, which is the longest? Anybody know the answer to that? Roxanne, you see anybody coming up with the answer for that?
Oh, the Missouri?
Did somebody say that?
Yeah, Brian Bartlett did.
Okay, let's see if he's right. The Mississippi River is the second longest river in the U.S. Which river is the longest? The Missouri River is the longest river in the U.S.
Awesome. So, good job, Brian.
Brian, good job on that. Okay, so who founded American Queen Voyages? What is the name of the person who originally founded American Queen Voyages? Anybody know that one? Not so much?
No.
Oh, okay. Who founded American Queen Voyages? John Wagoner, with 2 G's, by the way, founded American Queen Voyages. He acquired the boat American Queen in 2011. He named the company American Queen Steamboat Company, now, of course, American Queen Voyages, because, quote, I never expected to go beyond one boat. How about that? Okay, so that entrepreneur is the person that's responsible for what we see here today, okay? And that's amazing what this man has done. What is the name of the largest river steamboat ever built? What is the name of the largest river steamboat ever built? Roxanne, anybody?
No, you're stumping us all, Ted.
Okay. All right. They're probably so excited about this that they, couldn't get their fingers on the keyboard there. What is the name of the largest river steamboat ever built? The American Queen, the largest river steamboat ever built, is a graceful and elegant triumph of American ingenuity. Built in 1995 as the third sister vessel to the Mississippi Queen and Delta Queen, the paddle wheeler is a 6-deck recreation of a classic Mississippi riverboat. All right, how about that? So anyway, we do have some client testimonials here. People say that, we helped them with their entire adventure. We check in with them. We follow up promptly. So make sure you write down our name and number and call us for help on your next cruise or any kind of travel for that matter. These are the names of our team members. So that's Roxanne, who you met there. Mary Pat, she's on a cruise right now. And that's me, Ted, and Christy. She operates right there out of New York. So you're welcome to reach out to any of our travel experts, and they will help you. Even if you're already booked on a cruise, we can help you with insurance. We may be able to offer extra credits by servicing your reservation on your existing cruise. We may be able to help you. So it's never too late to reach out to Team Ted. All right, so contact us. We're going to give you exclusive offers. Sign up for our emails. Thank you so much, Janelle Valentino, and thank you, Roxanne, for attending.